So
or Star City.
Star City, I think, is Upper Midwest.
Okay.
I think. Don't quote me on this.
But yeah, it is really weird the fact that you can look over the river and see
Gotham is just there.
And I knew that they were doing that for this, which I thought was weird. But I get it. Because it makes it, you can do those stories, that storytelling easier. I mean, it's just like how in the J.J. Abrams Star Trek movie, like, distance doesn't seem to matter at all. We can beam across wherever, and it takes us only 10 minutes to get anywhere.
Well, another funny thing about that, to compare this with Man of Steel, I think they learned a little bit of their lesson. Snyder's still on his destruction porn kick, but at the very least, Superman tries to take Doomsday into space.
Yep.
And Batman says, as we're going to fight in this abandoned port.
Because the port's clear of civilians.
And I like him thinking of DBZ Abridged. It's like,
yes.
Funimation.
Yes.
He destroy a bunch of empty buildings and they scatter. It's like,
we're going to teleport to this quarry. Why? Because it's an abandoned quarry.
Wait, wasn't that actually before Funimation got it?
Yeah.
The Sun Dub, or which is the name?
Yeah,
of the company?
it was in season
Ocean
1.
Dub, that's it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I
No worry. I see their parachutes.
And I guess I'm glad we didn't do that with how Batman kills. Like oh yeah, he got out of the car. Wink.
Eventually. I can see he got out of the car. There, he's out of the car right there,
right there. Or when he has that grapple to the one guy, the one escort car, and he carries it around and then flips it over the other guy, and I'm glad we didn't do like a scene like a minute later where you can see them all getting out. Like kind of like an A-Team thing, you know.
Which you know what? I could believe that they survived from. I can't believe that explosion car survived from.
No, the one that was being towed and tumbled around.
Yeah, I know
those
that
are certainly dead.
Probably dead, but I could.
The guys that landed, they're dead too.
I'm pretty sure they're dead, but I could believe that they had survived the car explosion. Nope, they're dead.
Yeah.
Well, that's another thing about this that kind of bugged me, because I was telling about another Zack Snyder visual flair. Things falling in slow motion, like dust or embers or leaves. He does that a lot in this movie in particular.
Yep. What is this movie about?
But what bugs me about it, heroes falling.
Yes.
Except he does that in every movie.
Yeah, no, it's a bit much, yes.
But the thing is, at the very beginning, when we're doing the Bruce enters into the Man of Steel stuff that happened with the building falling down, Bruce Wayne should be dead because he's inhaled that much soot and ash. He walked right into it.
I'm gonna give it 10 years.
It's 9/11 kind of thing right there, where big tower falls down, that much dust and smoke in the air. People have died just from that.
I was more concerned with the asbestos.
That too.
Well, yeah.
I was glad that they used. I think it's funny that you brought up the Bale thing. I was glad the fact that this does take 2 years after the Man of Steel, but the fact that he uses the microphone. To do the voice thing instead of the Bale I have throat cancer voice.
Your next meal at Arby's needs to be with that.
You bleed. You have Arby's sauce.
No, actually.
Speaking of the Bale Batman movies, what I find interesting is that they've actually turned it around, because in Dark Knight Rises we have Bane saying the light was merely blinding; it was false, and Batman says the exact same damn thing in this movie. That the light is a lie.
When?
He says that to Superman as he's dragging him over to finally stab him.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, really?
At that point, I was so turned off in this movie because I was like,
yeah,
I completely must have shut that out, because at that point when he was dragging his body, I was like. First off, I knew before the fight started, I knew how this was gonna end. It was gonna be you knew Martha was gonna be the thing.
So was it just writer's coincidence that both Batman and Superman?
It is completely coincidental.
I do think it's interesting that they decided to take that coincidence and do something with it.
Yeah,
it bugs me.
But the fact that it was broadcasted way before the fight started, it was like, yeah, you know how this is gonna end.
I didn't even
somebody's
think
gonna say Martha.
about that. You barely see the Martha Wayne thing, and this is where it's not written for you guys.
Well,
it's written for general populace.
That is so lame. Oh my God, you said Martha, even though everyone else seems to know my secret identity? What? How do you know? How does he know? Here's the thing about
hyper state of adrenaline and everything.
Fight.
Why did you say that name?
Why did you say that name? This fight could have been stopped with with like 4 little words. Lex Luthor has my mom.
mother.
Why does he never say it? He just says, no, you have to
5
understand.
words.
Well, 5 words. Lex Luthor has my mother.
Yeah, but
My mother is in danger. That's 4 words. My mother is
okay.
in...
First
If I
off,
wanted it, you'd
why-
be dead already.
Why would Batman care that he's just he has to convince him in some way,
And the way he convinces him is
admirably-
we both have the same mom's name?
Well, no. It's like Batman's not really ready to listen to him at all, obviously. And to Superman's credit, he actually I gotta work with him, or I guess I gotta kill him, or I gotta do something. And he tries not to do anything. He really gives Batman a lot of chances.
He
here
does
with-
shove him around a little bit, though.
Well,
He just did,
he did shoot at him first and gas him or something like that. He got him
I
twice.
do love the
before he pushed him.
Sonic things, which is straight out of Dark Knight Returns. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there was 2 things at least before he just pushed him.
Oh, going back to my joke about Batman apparently standing in the rain for hours waiting for him, what was his plan exactly? I'm going to shine a light and wait for him to show up?
Well, yeah, because
Even Lex had to coerce him into doing it.
Greatest
Superman-
detective.
World's greatest detective.
Superman told him.
When that light comes on again, you better...
Yeah.
Right,
no,
right. So that was a
thing.
signal, and then
Yeah.
of course there's Lex Luthor who was like, "Hey, this works out. You know, how do you get Superman somewhere? You take Lois Lane somewhere, and you put her in danger."
It is weird because the whole thing is Lex is manipulating Bruce and Bruce is manipulating Clark. In the fight. I mean, so Lex is trying to manipulate Bruce by I think he's sending the letters and he's also manipulating the Wally guy. I mean, he had
clearly...
to basically so he can start the grudge match between the two of them. So Bruce is at that point of like I'm so angry about all these people who died, whatever. And then Bruce obviously knows exactly how the fight with Superman's going to lead. I mean, he's leading him where he knows point by point where he's going to be, and we get that. I mean, like, and that's straight out of Dark Knight too. I mean, because he does plan that much ahead, and this is always the old adage. I mean, you give Batman a week, he can beat Galactus. You give Batman any time to plan. I mean, they've been
But Galactus is
Yeah.
Marvel.
Yeah, no, but
We've
it's
established this earlier that.
It's an old adage.
It's a joke.
Well,
It's an old
there's a
joke.
joke. There's a joke that I've seen this too with a grudge match between Batman versus Spider-Man. Spider-Man will surely beat him with if they were just going to be thrown into a cage match, whatever. But if you give Batman like an hour to plan, he'll have a plan. Spider-Man's doomed. I mean,
Batman is the ultimate strategist, is the thing.
but it is interesting. Lex is manipulating Batman. I mean,
well, going back to how much I hate this Lex, the piss jar.
That was great.
That was actually another giggle that I heard in the audience.
That was
Freaking
great.
really?
But that is
you don't find that to be. I get why you don't, but it
Just have this image of him cackling as he pisses into a glass jar, going, "Oh man, this would be so great! I wish I could see your face."
No. He would be whistling. He'd be whistling.
What I want to know
while
is
he's
how did
doing
they get that jar into a closed congressional hearing?
Mercy did it.
Mercy did it.
Oh, okay.
Or yeah. I mean,
Which, by the way, he killed Mercy too. Why?
because Zack Snyder kills all of the supporting cast and Superman characters.
Why?
I'm so glad that there were no Batman supporting cast other than Alfred, because chances are Gordon would be dead. Barbara apparently got killed on the cutting floor. But no, she didn't die. I mean, they cut her out of the movie.
Good.
Apparently, in the Ultimate Edition, you'll get to see the Barbara Gordon scene.
Okay,
We don't know how the Robin thing plays out. We don't know
if
if
there is.
No, we know there was a Robin.
What?
Yes, because there's the monument. There's a monument to a Robin.
I thought that was just another bat suit.
No, it's a Robin suit because it's Joker. Because Joker writes on it.
Yeah, but I thought that was just
I
another
thought it
bat
was a
suit.
Batman suit. I thought it was a Batman
I
suit
thought it
that
was a
Joker
Batman
wrote on.
suit.
Yeah. Maybe you're right. I mean, I, have to
I
see
thought
it
there was
again.
an R on that.
I didn't see it, but then again, we were at a weird angle, so maybe that was the case.
I've seen the trailers. And I've seen stills from that. I'm pretty sure that's a
I
Robin
didn't see
suit.
Which
any
considering the
red,
dark- which
green,
considering-
or
It's
yellow.
also holding a staff.
Which, considering the Dark Knight comparison, Dark Knight adaptation, maybe that might be the case.
Because I'm pretty sure it's a Robin suit.
It could be. I'm sure the people in the comments will tell us
Yeah.
Please do.
Because I think that's
a
going to be
million times. Tell us.
Well, and from what I understand with Suicide Squad, everybody in the Suicide Squad movie, all the cast is going to have flashbacks to how their apprehension is, and it's basically how Batman apprehended every single one of them.
Well, except this raises another question, though. If this Batman is willing to kill, why is Joker still alive?
No, that was before.
Maybe.
set up in the beginning of Bat v Soups.
That at this point, he just doesn't care anymore.
That's right, and that's what he says about like who are the good guys anymore? They're either dead or they're no longer good guys.
I've also heard a
and
theory.
he chose his path that he's going to be a bad guy, a criminal, as he states later in the movie.
So instead of Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice, it should just be Batman v Superman: Fuck It.
Yes.
Yes. I've also heard a fan theory though that Jared Leto isn't the original Joker. That he is a Joker descendant or somebody else who's been manipulated. So
That makes sense.
There's a theory that he's not the original Joker.
Because they're posers. They certainly are.
It's an odd thing to do with this DC cinematic universe to have an older Batman in this case.
Yeah, especially for not establish the Justice League until kind of a Dark Knight Returns. Yeah.
It's a very
Are
odd
we going to get a
choice.
Batman Beyond? A new Batman versus a Robin?
Probably not.
They've talked. I mean, there's always been like development hell of a Batman Beyond movie.
Well, I mean, instead of a Robin, will we get a Batman Beyond and like another Batman versus a Robin?
Or do we get like the Joseph Gordon-Levitt kind of thing? From
From
So
Dark Knight
we're
Rises.
probably not going to get a Nightwing if that was a Robin suit.
I heard there was talk that there were because it could still be Jason instead of Dick.
Well,
Part of the problem here is that David S. Goyer is writing this. Is seems to be the creative person in charge of this universe, and David S. Goyer doesn't like superheroes.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry to interrupt, but or at least he doesn't like superheroes who aren't Batman.
I just think it's really interesting that hopefully you guys had a Civil War trailer, I'm guessing, before.
We did not actually. We got Suicide Squad. Well, I might as well go into trailers.
We got X-Men.
We got X-Men Apocalypse,
Yep,
which, by the way, I so miss John Calicos. Calicos? Either way, I miss Apocalypse from '90s animated series. Big and boisterous and powerful.
Instead of Ivan Ooze.
Yeah.
Well, instead of soft-spoken, whispery
Soft-spoken, whispery. I know the power of the world.
I'm just gonna say
Apocalypse is over the top.
Apocalypse looks like Ivan Ooze.
Yeah.
I
Ivan Ooze was more energized than this Apocalypse.
Well, I mean, with that voice, he would go great sitting on a couch drinking tea.
We got Suicide Squad. We got the next Snow White and the Huntsman movie.
Yep, I got that too.
That actually looked really good. Actually.
But I got the new.
I never saw any of them.
We got Ghostbusters.
Yeah, that actually looked really good.
I'm on the fence about it. I'm on the fence about that trailer.
It looked like a lot of fun.
Did you guys get the
What
new,
the hell
the new
is-
one?
Yeah, we got the international trailer, which was odd. We didn't get that
Yeah.
stupid possession scene.
Really,
It reminded me everything about the fun stuff of the original Ghostbusters movie.
Let's hope that's not all contained in the trailer.
Really? Did you guys?
Well,
Did
that
you
too,
get the drawing of the logo?
Yes.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Really? You thought that was the fun of the? I'm sorry.
That's a low hanging fruit joke.
I absolutely hate the trailers for this. I mean, it makes me just.
Well, yeah, there's that one scene. It's dumb. It's goofy. It's a low hanging fruit joke.
No. I'm not saying that.
But the whole trailer is like it really portrays. They're trying to sort of walk the path of the original movie in some way
this
here
is
and there.
Bridesmaids meets.
What?
It looks so because
They look
it's
like,
directed by the same guy who did Bridesmaids.
I don't know what Bridesmaids is, but it looks
Paul Feig
fun.
directed Bridesmaids.
There's a lot more.
Because here's the thing, Brad Jones has said that that every Paul Feig movie he's seen he has liked, but they all had crappy trailers.
I think
Which includes Ant-Man.
we are completely getting off topic here, but
yeah, it looked like a lot of
But
fun.
yeah, but
I'm willing
that's
to
the
see it.
trailers we got. I can't think of anything else we got.
So I did get the new Civil War one in there, and I just think it's hilarious because where I was going with this before we got. Dear
Yeah.
God, I'm sorry, no Ghostbusters.
We'll do another vlog
but
after we.
but I just think it's funny because even the Civil War trailer has more joy in it, more light, and especially when you have underoos. That to me is still the greatest thing. Like the way they introduce Spider-Man into the cinematic universe for the first time you see him is to make a joke.
Zack Snyder can't do action scenes.
Well, that's what Spider-Man does. If I've seen,
Yeah, but it's
anything
Tony
about
doing, but it's
Spider-Man-
Tony making the joke. You know what I mean?
Snyder can't do
Oh.
action scenes. Even I
Tony
don't think
says underoos, and then Spidey flips up Cap. Have you seen the trailer? You need to see the Civil War.
Barely. I saw a little bit. I saw Spider-Man swoop in and something.
If you look at Zack Snyder's filmography, he's never done action scenes well. mean, the best you could probably say is 300, but even then, that's more direct adaptations of the comic versus himself. He sucked at action scenes in this. I could barely tell what was going on during the fight most of the time.
Could it be because he doesn't storyboard it? And
Yeah.
300 is already a storyboard.
Mm. Watchmen was okay in the fight scenes, but again, the comic itself served as the basis for a lot of it.
I thought the fight scenes were decent, but
They're all in the dark.
Well, the Batman fight scene I thought was over the top because it's just like he's going after 20 people. Batman at 40.
I actually that heavy suit.
I liked that.
No.
I actually thought that was the best scene in the entire movie. Was
We're
the
talking
Batman
about the
fight.
later one after he stitched the Superman suit, right?
Yeah.
After the Superman suit.
He trained his ass off. He just took off the weighted armor that Goku was wearing. He could definitely do that, and it was wearing on him through it a little bit, and he was being overcome a bit, but he did.
I liked. Well, he gets stabbed. I mean,
I know. I like that he's not perfect. That, that
absolutely.
actually was.
But the way he moves, I actually thought that fight scene was probably the most redeeming part of this movie. I mean, because you've never seen a Batman fight scene quite like that. I mean, except in video games.
I thought it was a perfectly good fight scene.
It was Arkham game quality. I thought.
I don't think the final fight was very good, and part of it was that it was so much in the dark, and there's so much smoke and soot and everything all over the place. I couldn't tell what was happening. Versus the Marvel movie, where the fight scenes are in broad daylight and clear, and you can see what the hell's going on.
And even in the comics for Dark Knight Returns, it's not night; it's dusk. Or no, it's not. It's sunset. I mean, it's gray. It's not completely dark when he's fighting Superman. This was you're right. I agree that there was problems by doing another action fight in the dark. And especially one that's going to be heavy CG. It's just kind of a cop out versus the Marvel movies, which do CG in daylight and they look gorgeous when they do it. Yes, they can look a little cartoony, but they're still fun. I mean,
I've said this before and I'll say it again. I wish this movie was in color.
Yes, it did have that problem.
Yeah. The only problem I had with fight scenes were there were like the camera's like right here next to them, and I couldn't quite tell. It could have been our angle too, but I had no problem discerning most of the fights that were filmed at a moderate distance. I could follow basically everything. A little bit with Wonder Woman, with all the smoke and puffiness going through. It was a little bit hard to follow, but you could. They didn't break the 180 rule. Everything sort of kept progressing in a similar way, so you could catch back up to it. I didn't have a big problem. I was reminded, I think I told you this in the theater, a little reminded about Transformers 1 with fighting, but that was really with the close shots, and it wasn't slow enough to keep your eye on it.
Well, the Transformers, all the moving parts, it's hard to focus on one thing.
Well, right, like all the details, and Doomsday didn't help distinguish from like the rock of the island.
Yeah. And I'm sorry, I'm absolutely sorry. He doesn't hear anything. Doesn't X-ray the bomb in the
wheelchair
inquiry, but can hear Amy Adams drowning underwater during the fight with Doomsday.
Now, to be fair, he did say that was a feeling was because he wasn't focused and he didn't think.
But I'm sorry, but you're really gonna think you're gonna hear your girlfriend?
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, yes.
Well,
drowning underwater.
No, it was pounding.
But okay,
and it's Lois.
After he'd been
it's like the Ninja Turtles. They always know that April's in trouble. Okay,
it's 3:00.
We gotta save April.
It's 3:00. April must be under attack by the giant ice cream cone. Which, by the way, if you've ever seen that Turtles movie,
Turtles Forever.
Yes, it is so good.
It is very good
because it's like it's 3:00. Yeah, I mean, literally,
they're doing another one of those too with the current Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles with the original voice actors this time.
So there.
Anyway, we're getting off topic there. Superman's walking and he's not scanning anything. He's just looking forward.
I know.
He's going in. He's going to do this. There's a lot of he has feelings. He has emotions in there.
Really? He has feelings?
Yeah, he does.
Really?
Kind of broody, but
you were with me on this one. Henry, really? Could you tell he had emotions?
Yes.
Other than brood?
Okay, but he was attempting to keep himself stoic. So you could claim that he was keeping all the feelings inside.
No, he had
or singular feeling.
No, there's that wrinkle in his forehead above his That's sort of like
that kind of furrowed brow kind of thing.
Well,
that is my one
not
feeling.
Furrowed though, but no, it's
These
like,
characters are
it
so
looked like-
one-dimensional.
Well, okay, Superman's very one-dimensional.
Batman to some degree is one-dimensional.
The brooding aspects of Superman in this is go on a meta level as well. I mean, not just I already mentioned the music aspect of this. The Superman statue in Metropolis. When we see a Superman statue in the comics, obviously, again, it's changed for the comics, but it really goes to show the different kind of ways they view him. Superman statue in the comics is him standing tall with like a frickin' eagle on his arm. This one is.
It's not doing that! And I can tell you, I would be
Or it
pissed
wasn't
off
the-
if
or
I
it
saw the majestic...
And it wasn't just the monument, the S monument either,
Yeah.
which they usually do, which maybe they'll do in his...
It looked like he was like,
I know, he was
It was
trying
the
to
one
hold.
hand down. It was the one hand down.
I know it was clearly he was supposed to be holding
he's trying-
something up.
No,
but
he's
it
trying
was.
to pick you up. I mean,
Yeah.
I know, but
if
it looked
he
like
had
he
a
was.
fucking eagle on him, I would be throwing all of my popcorn at the screen. And I never saw Man of Steel.
It's just like we're trying to.
placement
It keeps trying to drag him back down to earth and trying to make him look. It's the frickin' Atlas Shrugged thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, that makes that statue even better in my eyes.
Yeah, I think that makes it worse.
Though it'd have to be upside down, and then the whole world is on his shoulders from that perspective. Just like turning that.
It just looks
the
like he's
picture
being
upside
weighed down by everything. Is the thing.
And he is.
But if you're trying to make an inspirational statue, why would you make it look like he's weighed down by everything and not like standing tall and triumphant?
I think we need to see a better shot of that statue because I didn't gather that impression at all. Then again,
I got the impression of what they were trying to do with it, but to me it was yet another symbol of we don't get Superman. We don't get why he's inspirational for people.
Mm-hmm. I would, and as somebody who doesn't typically like Superman, and you who are on the opposite end of it, you love Superman. I agree but I still think the best Superman story ever told is What's So Wrong with Truth, Justice
In the American Way.
Yeah, I mean, where it talks about the fact that Superman doesn't kill and versus this, which I mean, and my other favorite Superman story, which Lewis hates when I say this, is Death of Superman.
No, I like Death of Superman just fine.
No, I like it just because he dies.
okay.
Just because they kill him.
I'm gonna bring up something in regards to the heroes killing because
before you get into that, I got a tangent off our current conversation.
Okay, go ahead. Sure, sorry. A tangent off our
shit. What was it?
Run out of time. Okay.
Oh, crap. Well, okay, what were you just talking about?
Okay, SF Debris. I recently rewatched SF Debris' review of the A Better World, a two-parter on Justice League. And apparently even Internet Buzz is calling some of the heroes in this the Justice Lords, which I find kind of hilarious. And Nash says that it's a sign that Justice League really was a generation's version of these heroes. But the point that SF Debris brings up about in regards to Batman and killing, it's this point of, well, the Joker keeps getting worse and worse and worse. Why doesn't Batman just kill him? And the point that SF Debris brings up is, why haven't we killed him? And the reason is because we have decided, of course, in a meta sense, it's because we can't really kill these characters off. But obviously, in story, it's because we have decided, either from a legal or a moral sense, that we cannot kill him. That there is a legal or a moral reason why we won't end his life. So really, when we're asking Batman or wanting Batman or Superman to kill, what we're saying is, we want them to take the moral responsibility out of our hands.
Are you saying that they're not the superheroes that we deserve?
Oh no.
That was just an open question. I remember what I was going to say. Why do people feel that Superman is the savior for us? It's because he goes out of his way to save the people that, in the grand scheme of things, don't matter. That one girl in that building that was on fire. Those people on the roofs in that flood. He goes out and saves the little guy, basically. He matters so... People that would be past.
Every life is important.
Yes. And I can totally see that. And that's where you get the sort of like the grassroots ground up. Is like, this all-powerful being came to save me and nobody, for more or less. I mean, it's like,
but if
you can't get the governments to come out and do this to whatnot, versus like the big wars and everything, which he doesn't sound like he intervenes.
Except no one in the movie answers the question. They keep asking, why do we need him? Why do we need him? He's not important, blah, 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 blah. But no one ever answers that question.
I'm sorry, if all life's important, if Superman values life, then why is he taking it all the time?
Yeah.
Is he taking it all the time?
They turned the guy into a fucking puddle. I'm sorry, you go with super speed through the wall, the guy's a puddle.
Well, he did. Well, no, that's...
No, Graham, he's not a puddle.
He's a
mural.
Well, he's totally bad. But
He's a Jackson Pollock painting.
Not necessarily all life matters, but then again, I'm a firm believer in once you make the decision to take the life of another, you forfeit your own. And that's
Look.
my
I'm not
moral
gonna turn into
So,
this
whatever.
into a liberal hippie debate.
No,
about,
but fine. It's like, but he hasn't deliberately just killed first.
No, and
Really?
and
He's supposed to be better than that, though.
But you know what I'm saying, though. I mean,
Because he does follow.
Well, no, but okay.
It's the same thing
The
as
argument goes. I mean, look, I'll play the argument out.
Sure.
The argument is where do you draw the line?
Where you
What
stop.
crime is so what crime is so astonishing where you're willing to kill? I mean, first off, we don't know that evil warlord had at the beginning had killed anyone. All we saw him is put a gun to Lois's head. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't know if he's a child rapist or we don't know what that degree is. So
However,
where is that line where it's okay? Where it's okay for Superman to break international law and murder people?
Dead body of Jimmy Olsen with a bullet in his head.
Wasn't that the Russian guy?
outside.
But in all fairness,
They brought it on themselves.
first off, that's a great argument because the African warlord dude didn't kill. It was the Russian hired gun. Who was paid by Lex to kill Jimmy Olsen.
Well, how many good guys do you know hold a gun to another person's head?
But if you're scared for your
Batman?
life, if you're scared for your life, because the Uber man who can wipe out people by looking at me comes, I guess I'm gonna take a gun to his girlfriend and be like, please don't kill me.
No, let me tell you what I'm gonna do. It's like, I give up.
True.
That was very much. I was hoping for an Iron Man 3 moment like that against Batman. It's like, dude, I don't even know what the hell's going on here. I'm getting out of here.
Exactly.
But I'm out of here.
These guys are too weird for me.
Yeah. You fucking.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
But again, you know what I'm saying? Like where it's okay to draw that line, and then where is it okay for him to be the one who makes that decision?
It's the Justice League versus Justice Lord's argument.
Yep.
It's the decision of who. It's what I was trying to bring up with my point. Basically, should we be giving them more authority over this than us?
And that's the whole point of most of the movie is the gray. You could call this Batman versus Superman, the gray line.
Except we see them seem to draw. They've already gone past the line.
Have they?
Yes.
Most of the people I saw Batman killing were people with guns.
But they
shooting
were
at him
people.
Or other people. Who the fuck cares? If they're already willing
But
to
they
kill,
were people.
They had guns
And
and they were willing to kill.
Well, and here's
to
the
me,
other,
that's forfeit.
But where's the other? Okay, fine. But here, where's the other moral argument here too, which is okay. So Batman mows down tons and tons and tons of hired gun thugs and doesn't kill Lex Luthor, who clearly was more evil.
He was going to, but
you know what I'm saying? Like
Why? Okay. You really want to play this out? We'll play this out.
sure.
How many people does the U.S. government kill every single day?
Oh no.
Nope, that's too far.
Why is that too far?
Because we're staying in the context of the movie.
And I'm staying within the context of the movie
that's-
again
that
because
is a
you
much
are
heavier
saying because that is the moral argument you are saying that once they have put a gun through other people's heads, then they've suddenly forfeited.
Those individuals, and I say in my personal
I know
opinion,
you're just there.
I'm like I really don't want to be the guy in the middle of this.
but you are. Back up a bit.
Okay, let's why don't we just go back and talk about the movie itself?
back
why
up
don't
a bit.
Why don't we just talk about the damn movie and not
The whole
grander
movie's the gray
moral
line.
philosophical crap?
You have Superman. You have Superman, the alien, the all-powerful being, basically. You got Batman, the vigilante. Is he a vigilante now, or is he just another criminal, as he declares later on in the movie? That sort of thing. Morals. And then there's the regular humans. The senator trying to keep things together. You know,
She's really not that bad. Like she comes.
Oh yeah, I liked her.
You would think that she was going to be kind of the villain the way
We
like
need
she's
to
giving
have a
those speeches.
conversation about this. You can't just say all of this and that's it. And then you have Lex Luthor, the other side. You have four things in play here, as in like this or that. Where's the line?
We said we
How do
never have the
get to
conversation. That's the problem. They never.
That's
Sure.
right. We never get to the conversation because Lex Luthor blows it up.
Yeah.
No, but and look, I'm just saying, like from all of her speeches that you see in the trailers and then in the movie, you really thought she was going to be like a villain, like a supporting villain, and actually she was fine.
Yeah.
She was the senator from Kentucky who, yeah, you could maybe you felt bad because she was attacking Superman a little bit, but I mean she was fine. She was reasonable.
She was fair.
She was a fair, and like I said, I feel like, but I feel like some of the way she was portrayed though, you probably demonified her. She's probably demonized a little bit because you watch it and then like I said, then you have the tea, the grandma's tea, joke, and honestly, you look at that and go, haha, Lex got his comeuppance on her because, like, you know what I mean? Like, it almost makes they demonize her and then make Lex kind of like a haha, he beat he worked fast. Like, I didn't feel sympathetic towards her. I felt like Lex was getting his way, and maybe that's just because I liked Jesse Eisenberg so much. But I you know what I mean? Like, but I felt like
I get what you're saying, but I disagree with you.
Okay, but I felt like they demonized her so much. She came off that way.
In the trailer or in the movie?
In the movie, I just felt like she
I never really got her being demonized because it's like, okay, she's being considered. She's okay. Give me this grant to import this kryptonite, basically, and she comes because she actually gives things some pause and some thought, and it's like very interesting. She's actually doing.
But in the beginning, though, she seemed like she really wanted to work with Lex. You know what I mean? Like
at first, but then she's given it more thought, and she's like, no, this is wrong. Let's have the conversation. And
she's trying to give him an inch, and he took several miles. Is the thing, So it's like, okay.
Plus, he already got what he wanted. Sure, he didn't get the kryptonite, but he still was allowed access. To Zod and the kryptonite.
And there wasn't even a deal with her anyway. That's just, she's just a politician. She's not.
Yeah, he probably could have just worked other back alley channels to get at it, to do it. And in fact, he still illegally imported anyway. Yeah. So what the hell did he care?
Well, he's obviously putting things into play.
He was spited and he wants revenge.
Yeah.
Well,
if anybody has a big moral sort of who thinks that they're above anybody, it's Lex Luthor. It's not Superman.
Yeah. God, all those pretentious speeches about gods and crap, and he can't even give a damn stupid speech at a frickin' party for
I liked that. I actually liked the fact that he kind of
rambles.
Well, I'm reminded of a season 1 Red versus Blue quote, or is it season 2? Anyway, it doesn't seem like a circle of confusion. It's more like a triangle. Fine, triangle of confusion, rhombus of terror, parabola of mystery. That describes this movie.
Yep.
Parabola.
I do not envy you and having to read the comments.
I've been half tempted to switch them off because I really don't feel like reading.
Well, I know I'm
going
to read them just to see if anyone mentions my name, but that's probably.
What do we think of Jeremy Irons as Alfred?
Not bad.
I liked him.
He was fine.
I liked his acting and I liked his writing, but
I like Jeremy Irons in general. So
a little underused, I think.
The problem for me is he doesn't look like Alfred to me.
That is true. He didn't look. He should be much older than Bruce.
Yeah,
much older than Bruce.
But was this more? Well, yeah, he should be older.
Much older.
But he does kind of come off as a little bit of that Earth 2 badass Alfred kind of thing, where he
he can do everything.
Well, no.
He's a mechanic. He's working.
Well, yeah, but he's like a British Marine or something like that.
But they're also competing with Marvel. He is Jarvis. That's what this Alfred is. That's exactly what he's trying to do.
Have you watched Agent Carter?
No, I have not.
Oh, okay, because the actual Jarvis...
But we got a rich businessman, we got Jarvis and Alfred. They had to play up Alfred to be Jarvis.
He really came
for the audiences, I think.
Yeah, from visually, though, he just seems like he'd be better suited for Commissioner Gordon than for Alfred.
I would agree with that.
Which, I just remembered they have cast Gordon... He's not in this movie though, unless it's a deleted scene.
He's probably going to be in Suicide Squad, right?
Maybe, but Gordon's J.K. Simmons.
I can see that. Though I'm gonna so miss him in the Marvel Cinematic as J. Jonah Jameson.
Yeah.
Actually, who plays Amanda Waller? She looks familiar.
Can't remember off the top of my head.
Oh.
I wonder if we have some sort of device that we could use to look up that information.
I just remembered one of the other trailers.
But she looked really good as Amanda Waller.
Yeah.
She's almost
the Lego Batman movie.
Oh yeah, we got a Lego Batman teaser.
I've seen the trailer.
There apparently are two, because one's the Batcave and then there's the one we got today. which had Batman talking to his parents, and Alfred's like, "So you go through this phase in 2012 and 2006 and 1997 and 19."
I haven't seen that trailer. I've heard of this trailer, but I haven't seen.
Yeah,
the
that was.
We're gonna talk about the 1960s.
Okay, this is gonna be the fun, happy movie.
I'm so looking forward to that.
And then we're gonna get a Wonder Woman Lego movie. Hey, why the hell not? Why not? Why not? Let's have Lego.
Technically, Lego Wonder Woman is the first appearance of Wonder Woman in movies.
I still
Really?
love the Lego movie where they beat Superman with chewing gum.
Why didn't they like Green Lantern? He's so mean to Green Lantern. He's useful.
I never saw that movie either.
Oh, you gotta see a Lego movie. It's great.
No, I saw that movie. Not the
Green Lantern movie.
Oh well, even outside of the movie, which I like the Green Lantern movie. Even outside of that, why were they so dissing Green Lantern in the Lego
Because
movie?
nobody liked it.
Because the Green Lantern movie was bad.
I liked it.
I honestly was waiting at the end of the film for some Justice League phrase to come out, and maybe this is just my brain, wanting Bruce to be like, we should create a league of justice.
I'm trying to remember.
I'm like, please say that. That would actually make some fun happen in this movie.
There was some. I can't remember. There was a I can't remember if it was Smallville or something where they actually make that joke. And they go, really, we're gonna call it a league. Oh no, because it's I think they made a joke about comparing it to a softball league or something like that.
Which, funnily enough, was exactly the point. Because originally it was Justice Society. They realized, Justice Society doesn't work anymore from a cultural standpoint. But kids these days are into baseball leagues and stuff, so Justice League.
Or the joke from the '90s Justice League first episode, where Flash says, "What
Some
a bunch
kind
of super friends?"
Yes, or like a Justice League. And that's another thing. There's no post credits or mid.
They were before the credits. One of the 4 endings of the movie.
Yeah,
because it's not Marvel,
right?
But Marvel. Why don't they have? They're trying to copy Marvel so much, but they're not copying even the basic things.
It's the WB, Zack Snyder, and
David S. Goyer.
Well, no, also DC Comics, which doesn't know what the fuck they've been doing for the last few years. And
I have the distinct impression that DC has very little control of anything in regards to the cinematic universe. I really get that impression.
Well, can we just blame Dan DiDio?
We can always blame Dan DiDio.
Until he gets out of there. I never used to have this much hate for Dan DiDio until I found out he actually wrote season 3 of Reboot. And it wasn't until after I did the first issue comic books review that I never understood why everybody was hating on all these sort of things. And I noticed all these same tropes are in the freaking the season 3 of Reboot. Is you son of a fucking bitch. I
think he had some control over beast machines too in that regard.
Still, it's I started feeling your guys' pain.
So we haven't really talked about the ending of the movie.
Which one?
Well, no, we haven't really talked about what is the ending of the movie. Well, we know
which in this case is Superman dying.
I mean, the movie literally after.
Well, once you have him fighting Doomsday, that's.
Yeah, no. I mean, literally, it goes from doing Dark Knight Returns to
Death of Superman.
Death of Superman, and it really is Death of Superman.
Not very well done, Death of Superman either.
Well, because I wasn't sure what way are they going to go. Because if they're going to have a Justice League, they got to have Superman. If we know anything from the comic books, he does come back later, and I'm kind of actually glad they made a little tease there that he's going to come back. So it's not like they're holding it over our heads. It's he's coming back. Yeah, of course he's going to come back.
Here's the thing, though. As we were walking out of the theater, a bunch of little kids walking out as well who went, "What's the point of killing him if you're just going to bring him back?"
In the next movie. I mean, yeah. I did feel like, I mean
9-year-olds are onto you.
I mean, okay, yeah, fine. It's Search for Spock. You can make that comparison.
Yeah, except they intended to keep Spock dead in Wrath of Khan. It's only because Leonard Nimoy decided to come back.
I mean, wow, could we hit the comic book trope even more? It's we're gonna kill the character. We're gonna bring him back. I mean,
but I like that they basically did it in the same movie and not circle jerked you until the next one. Oh, I'm so surprised. So it's already sort of set there. I like that they had it there. Right there. Just a little bit. It was of course. Except so then you're not lamenting over it. It's
none of us are lamenting over it because we knew he was going to...
Well, and it felt...
for the general audience.
It felt so much like the end of X-Men 2.
With the Phoenix?
Yeah, where they're flying over the water. and you kind of can maybe see a phoenix in the water.
Yeah, kind of sort of.
And you know that X3 is going to do Jean Grey. I mean,
Yeah.
they're going to bring her back, and this felt very much like that. We're looking at the coffin, and then you hear it, then you kind of see it move a little bit.
Well, you see the dirt
The dirt shift. The dirt shift.
Levitate.
Was it levitating?
Which
Yeah.
begs the question of, wait, are they going to do Electric Blue Superman with the telekinetic powers?
Well, I mean, how does Superman fly and carry somebody? He actually
I know, it's a
expand his force field around them so that
I'm just thinking. No, I'm sorry. I'm thinking the Metropolis Kid, and I'm just like, oh my god, no.
Let's do Superboy, yeah,
and Steel
with the leather jacket
and Steel.
Can we have a good Steel?
Yeah, no, we gotta get the
Shaq.
original back. We need to get Shaq back. From
Yes, I am on
old
board.
bitter Steel.
I am on board. And the lady in the wheelchair with like the
sorry.
mechanical genius in the wheelchair with the guns and shit.
The proto Oracle.
Yeah.
You guys can all say that. You guys can pick on that as much as you want. Still a happier movie than Man of Steel. I mean, still a little bit of joy, something that will make me smile.
I know. It's
and
really,
it's in color.
It's really sad. It's really sad that Steel is looking more and more like a better movie.
No, I don't know if I go that far.
I'll still watch Steel more than I'll watch this.
I don't know. I actually want to watch this movie again. I very much enjoyed it. It could be I'm not tied down by any previous continuity stuck in my head.
That's
As a
fine.
general audience goer, I think the general audience is maybe going to like this. If they didn't see Man of Steel, apparently.
I still think there's a lot cinematically that is bad with it. I mean the opening being very much about short attention span, lots of little vignettes.
True. If they can make it to the third act.
They seemed embarrassed by it by hiding the title of the movie in the lower right corner.
Yeah, I think there's a lot still wrong, even if you're not weighed down by all of a lot of comic book lore, or you're not like a hardcore fan like Lewis and I. But Will isn't weighed down by any of that. I mean, he didn't seem to enjoy.
I'm in the middle. I mean, I did not like it, or as like you, I did not hate it. So it was one of those things of
I can see that
when I was seeing the film, and Fez brought this issue earlier. He was very invested, very just like, oh, how's this going to turn out? I was more like, how's this going to turn out?
No, yeah.
Oh, that's how it turned out.
Yeah, my emotions were played with so much because I really didn't know what to expect.
I didn't know what to expect.
Yeah.
But it was more like, oh,
because it's like, for one, it's like dark
you and I probably
and crazy.
You saw, we knew
and
everything worse.
Most
and
of it.
it's-
I
and I didn't know
did not
comic book
watch the
stuff.
trailer with Doomsday.
It-
But
it could have
everyone
gone either
told me
way.
Doomsday was in it.
Somebody could have died, somebody could have
not.
not died. What would have happened? Expectations were out the window because it's like they're gonna do whatever the hell. Who's gonna live? Who's gonna die? I have no freaking idea.
I think the bottom line for this movie is people are going to see this movie. It's not going to be a lot of people say it's bad, so no one's going to come see it.
in spite of all the really bad reviews, it's apparently getting.
This is the start of the Avengers for the DC side. Whether or not it's going to make up the $800 million that Warner Brothers sunk into this in terms of actually making the movie and marketing it, it needs $800 million to break even. Whether or not that's going to be a global take for it, I don't know.
I think it'll more likely make it back because they decided to pull it back because they were going to have it against Civil War, but they chickened out and pulled it back.
As they should.
As they should have, because they were going to lose.
I think also the review comment. Keep in mind if there's a lot more people like him who aren't buried down. Because let's face it, most of us saw it because we're hardcore. We want to see it. Whatever, right in the opening weekend, it's going to be how long does it stay for box office? And again, with negative reviews out there, it's going to keep a lot of the general public going, yeah, maybe I'll wait till DVD, maybe I'll wait to, maybe it's on cable. I mean, like I said, or streaming. But let's just be honest, streaming.
Yeah.
If they're smart about anything, it'll get to DVD and Blu-ray as soon as possible. And be on streaming so they can get it into the eyes of as many people as possible without having to... Just so they can get it out there and see it.
They are not going to pull this from theaters like they pulled Gem and the Holograms, which, according to my girlfriend, was like 3 weeks in theaters, and they're like, no, none of this crap anymore.
I didn't bother to see that because it had none of the freaking hologram
That was the point.
magic.
That was the point why it was only in theaters for 3 weeks. This is going to be a decent run. I mean,
I wanted to see Ip Man 3, and it was not in any theaters in the state at all, except for one, and then it got pulled.
How long would you give this movie in theaters? Do you think it runs 8 weeks? Do you think it runs 12 weeks?
I think 8 weeks minimum.
I don't really see 12 weeks, but then again, I don't really know how long movies stay in theaters anyway. So
A month, 2 months.
Well,
at least a month for sure, maybe 2 months.
The big thing is what's the next big release? I mean, it's arguably Civil War, and that's not till May.
Yep. Or are you talking about DC versus just movies in general?
Well, no, yeah, I mean, just
When is Suicide Squad coming out?
July?
August.
Was it August?
Suicide Squad's August.
Okay. I thought
They
I
might
saw July
try-
in there.
Well, if it's June, they might try to keep it in there until June.
Yeah,
Or at least
sorry.
in cycle.
Okay.
In second run theaters for sure until whatever.
I'm just saying. Suicide Squad I know is August. I'm
August.
yeah, it's August.
Oh.
It's August.
It's the dumping ground for summer movies.
There's not a whole lot of faith in it because it's not as known.
Which again makes it such an odd thing to do for
But-
their
but-
third-party
but-
cinematic
but-
universe.
So the full
Well,
trailer
wasn't
for
Guardians
that.
of the Galaxy technically?
Yes, but they had at least 5-6 movies beforehand that
True.
if Guardians failed, that they could say, well, we tried, it was a flop.
Right.
Let's
Well,
move
and
on.
so you've got Civil War coming out. You have Ghostbusters this summer. You have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2.
Star Trek Beyond. Is Star Trek Beyond?
Star
coming
Trek
soon?
Beyond's this year as well.
Secret Life of Pets is the new Pixar thing that's summer.
I thought Pixar was doing something else. I can't remember.
Suicide Squad actually looked really fun, and I think for me, this comes to the original material holding me back. I'm still pissed off about Harley Quinn, who's not supposed to be a teeny bopper little fuck.
She's not a
Like,
teen bopper. No,
That's what she looks like. That's how she's portrayed and
Have
advertised.
you seen Wolves of Wall Street?
Hold on. That's how she's portrayed and advertised as. Same thing with the New 52. I was pissed off with Harley Quinn in there because she's supposed to be a fucking scientist. That went fucking
she's a
mad.
psychiatrist.
Psychiatrist. That's where she was born. She was born on the TV series. She is a very brilliant mind. She is mature. She was. That's where she came from. She's not some teeny bopper hot topic bitch.
There's you haven't seen all the trailers then because there are some trailers that address this. They were,
Okay, that was my big. But she
can
wasn't
we-
advertised like that. It's like they're just fucking the.
Can we at least agree on
it
one
felt
thing?
like she destroyed.
It's
they
Margot.
destroyed
First
her
off,
character.
but it's Margot Robbie. I mean, I'm sorry, she's not a teeny bopper. And I mean, Wolves of Wall Street, goddammit.
But how she's being advertised? No, not the actor. The character of Harley Quinn. How she's being advertised as it looks like she was never the scientist.
But
Can we at least agree
But
that
it's a
someone called
PG-13
Harley
movie.
Quinn should look like a freaking Harlequin?
Well, there's that too. But
God,
it's like,
they keep
like the
devolving
Batman
her costume. This started with
animated series. That's Harley Quinn.
Yes.
She's supposed to be brilliant. Obviously, she also went
Well,
crazy.
remember, Fez. This is an adaptation. They
No, I
need
know.
to change things for it.
I know, but that is my only hang-up, and that's where like the prior material sort of interferes with the enjoyment of other things, which is probably why I immensely enjoy this movie for some reason.
So is this going to be a 7-part vlog or what?
Yeah, it's
Oh, I
getting
released it
kinda
in
long.
fall. That's perfectly fine. People will watch it.
Yeah.
That's okay. Let's wrap it up here. Is there any final thoughts that we have on this movie?
Go see it and decide yourselves.
Yeah, I don't mind if you like it. If you like it, I mean, Fez obviously liked it. I've seen other people who liked it. Angry Joe obviously liked it. I did not. But
If
you
you
can
can
decide
get
for
to the
yourself.
third act, if you can get to the third act for Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman is really damn awesome.
There are certainly parts of this movie that are enjoyable. The Batman fight scenes are great. The fight scenes in general are good. Just Lewis's comment aside, about they are dark. They do suffer from a little bit of that CG at night kind of thing, but they are good fights. I mean, even ripping the fight literally out of the Batman vs Superman fight out of Dark Knight Returns, almost page for page. It's still a good fight scene, and to see it done in live action is really cool. But there's a lot story-wise from this movie that there's problems with. There's a lot of, issues in general. If you're a hardcore comic book fan, if you're a loyalist to Batman and Superman not being killers, you're gonna have problems with this. It's still gonna be a fun movie. It's interesting that it comes out of March and not a summer movie, and have that kind of summer fun thing going on. Like I said, I don't like this movie a lot. I'm not a fan, but I do certainly find there were bits that I enjoyed. Wonder Woman being one of them too. And I'm really looking forward to that movie because even though I didn't like this movie, I liked Wonder Woman enough where I'm excited about her movie.
Yeah.
I'm with Graham's points on this. It's an entertaining film, but if you go into it with the expectations of someone who has read the comics, who understands these characters, who understands the source materials, there is going to be some disappointment there. If you go into it saying, what's a Batman versus Superman movie based on what I've seen in a cartoon, yeah, it's going to be 2.5 hours of fun.
And one thing I will say that was interesting, all of the various YouTube videos of basically going through and explaining how could Batman defeat Superman. Those are very interesting things. It was really interesting to see it play out in the movie, I think, personally. Because you normally think, well, Superman's totally going to pace him. Huh? Give Batman a week? What can he do? So,
all right. So thanks for holding out during this whole big thing.
I'm gonna bring one more thing. And I'm sorry, and I'm gonna do this, and then you can cut this out later.
You can put this at the end credits.
Yeah. I'm sorry. We need to stop giving Frank Miller so much love.
Yes.
We need to stop.
Why do you think I would cut that out?
Okay.
I agree.
He is a chauvinistic, racist bastard, and I don't know why Jim Lee thinks that they should be giving him work at DC at all. And the fact that we do things like this movie, and give him a special thanks as the first thanks. No, we need to stop giving this man.
Just encourages him
and
to do more.
First off, he's not even. I mean, with the exception of Dark Knight Returns, I haven't liked anything he's done. I did not like 300, and again, I'm talking about the comic, not the movie. I still haven't seen the movie. I do not think we should give Frank Miller this much attention and love, and no, I think it's wrong that we're gonna pay homage to him in these movies and these Batman movies. It's like he is not the best Batman writer. He is, ugh. And I'm just sorry. No,
you said it best.
Ugh.
And yet we're gonna get Dark Knight Returns 4. I mean, and all this other stuff, and we keep giving him work, and it's like I actually just want the guy to die.
I'll give you this. I've been reading. I've been skimming Dark Knight 3 in the shops. It's not as bad as Dark Knight 2, but that's because he's not writing it. Brian Azzarello is writing it. I still don't like it, but it's better.
Why do we give this man?
Why do we keep giving him work?
He's had more comic book movie adaptations than anyone.
Which, okay.
I feel like this is an entirely different conversation. But
join us for the vlog on that later.
I'm going.
Thanks for watching.
Peace out, everybody.
See you, everyone.